What's up, everybody? You are tuned into the Root Cause Podcast, where we get to the root cause of what's going on in the world, and there's a whole bunch going on in the world right now. I have with me my brother Eric Johnson. Excuse me. He is a financial professional. He's an accountant. He's a business owner. He does taxes. Tax season's coming up. If you have any tax questions or you need help with your tax preparation for your individual, for yourself, your organization, or your business, reach out to Eric. He can get you taken care of. Also, I got with me my brother Ace Chandler. He is a media and marketing guru. He helps companies upscale their business by creating new strategies to market their business and upscale their business through marketing. If you need him, reach out to him on social media as well. And I'm Kendall Wyatt. I'm your big brother, your little brother, your cousin, your uncle, your friendly neighborhood pastor, your friendly neighborhood activist. Maybe I'm your old summer fling, and it was the best summer of your life. But we are the Root Cause Podcast, where we get to the root cause. What's up, fellas? Y'all doing good? Man, why are you looking at me like that?
Right here, man.
Aaron,
Nobody believes you, bro.
No. There's some believers out there.
This dude right here.
There's some believers.
And like I said before, usually the first woman that likes the chat or likes the video, that's who he's talking about. I'm just playing. Let me not get you in trouble. I know your wife is in the next room, so let me not get you in trouble.
Don't do that.
Doghouse.
All right,
I'm sorry, young lady, if you're watching. I'm sorry. Don't believe me. I'm just playing.
Let's get into the conversation. So, in our last episode, we got into this conversation. Those of you who don't know, we're here in Indiana. And Indiana was in the news again. It was because of something very unfortunate. In Boone County, Indiana, there was a tragic case that shook our entire state. National news. A Hispanic mother of 4 was working as a house cleaner. She was shot and killed after she mistakenly went to the wrong home. And in the last couple of days, prosecutors decided that they were going to bring charges. The prosecutors say the homeowner fired through a closed door with no evidence of a threat. The case is raising serious questions about fear and race and the Castle Doctrine, which is the self-defense law or stand your ground law in the state of Indiana. The gentleman has now been charged with voluntary manslaughter and will face criminal charges, although activists believe that he should have been charged with at least second-degree murder. The prosecutors brought some charges, and those charges might be enhanced over time. Fellas, this was a very sensitive conversation for all of us in the last episode, because I know Ace and I are gun holders. I don't know if Eric is a gun holder or not, but I know I want to start with Eric because I know in the last episode you became a little emotional just looking at the pictures of the family. So a lot of raw emotion came out in our podcast last week just because of how egregious this story is. So I want to start with Eric and just give me your thoughts, man, on what you think about the arrest of Curt Andersen.
I'm happy about it. It just goes to show when a community comes together for a common cause, something good can happen. Goes across racial, economic divides, phone calls. I made a phone call to Boone County. And people showed up, and you pretty much almost left them no choice but to enact. So I'm thankful for all the community, the city of Whitestown, the greater Indianapolis. They all came together for this family to get this arrest. Justice has not been served yet, but the fact of the matter that look at him. He's exactly who I thought he would look like. I'm just for real. Like he fit the bill. So I'm just glad that he at least arrested and the family can get some type of closure, hopefully. That's all I have.
Yeah. Ace, what's your thoughts?
I'm happy that charges were pressed, that they finally pressed charges. I know I can't imagine going through that. I mean, death of a relative is already hard, but an untimely, unexpected death, and then tragic death at that, I couldn't imagine. So the death definitely broke all of our hearts, and our thoughts and our prayers. I'm not going to say thoughts and prayers. Our prayers are continuously with this family, the mother of that who was tragically taken from the husband and these children, Maria Florinda Rios Perez de Velasquez. We'll continue to say her name, and we'll continue to encourage others to say her name, and in pursuit for long-term justice. And let this be a message. They need to let this be a message to all gun owners. It doesn't matter if you don't let your president get you into a world of trouble where you feel like, oh, well, he's above the law, so I'm above the law, and I'm going to shoot through my front door. No, every gun owner knows you cannot do that. You cannot. And I said it in the last episode. Show me the breach. Yep. Show me where they kicked in the door. Show me where they came through the window. Show me where they even jumped the fence and tried to enter through the back patio. Show me that footage. You're not going to find it because it didn't happen. So he needs to. I said he needed to be in jail, and now he's in jail. I hope they do upgrade the charges because look at him. Look at him. I mean, I don't see remorse at all in this mugshot.
Not at all.
And we've had. And honestly, and thank you to the people on TikTok. I mean, when this segment aired, there was a lot of people reaching out, either they were in the comments, but also we had a few that personally hit us up in our DMs, and they were providing us with information on this guy. He has a history.
Yeah, he's
not new to being in trouble with the law. Yep. He has a history of being in trouble with the law. So. Yep. Hats off to the ones who have been out there marching, who've been calling, who've been sharing this throughout the country. There needed to be swift action. Unfortunately, Indiana wasn't. I mean, they took the slow approach, but at least he's now behind bars where he belongs.
I guess the only thing I would add as we close this out for now is that I agree with Eric. You are who we thought you were, Curt. You are who we thought you were. You look like, walk like, talk like. Your social media posts look like, walk like, and talk like what we thought you were. Big whoop. We knew. Whoop-de-doo. We knew.
Yeah.
We knew you were going to look like this. The fact that we knew you were going to look like this tells America we have a real problem. Yeah. And it doesn't help when, to Aaron's point, that there's enabling coming down from the president. But I would caution you all. He is getting treatment that you will not get. Mm-hmm. Don't think that because he's getting away with murder, because we're going to talk about that later in the show, like bombing fishing boats out in the middle of the ocean. Just because he's getting away with murder doesn't mean you will. And I challenge the Boone County prosecutor, just like we did in the Young Lions Action Network letter. I challenge him to enhance the charges to second-degree murder, because voluntary manslaughter is not strong enough for what the trauma is being caused to this family and that community. To the prosecutor, the eyes of America are on you, sir.
It's on you.
You have an opportunity to be on the right side of history with this, sir. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do your job. Mm-hmm. Prosecute the case. You bring cases on behalf of the people. The people want to see murder charges, not a cop-out of voluntary manslaughter.
Yeah.
Step up to the plate.
Yep.
Step up to the challenge. Prosecute the case.
Yep. Yeah. So it just like we did in the last episode. Let's leave it here with saying her name. Let's not let her fade with the headlines. With the latest headlines, Maria, Florinda, Rios, Perez, Velasquez. Make sure that we continue to hashtag justice for Maria, and until Boone County does what's right and put this man behind bars for the rest of his life, because it sounds like they've been giving him a slap on the wrist for far too long, and it's finally led to something more serious.
It's escalated to this, and to the family. I am sorry, and I'm not gonna get emotional because we already did that. But I'm sorry that this country let you down. I'm sorry that this is who we are.
Yep.
Next story, man.
Yeah.
Next segment.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right,
The
right.
next segment.
Yeah.
Is
So what's going on with Epstein Island, man?
Yeah. So y'all forgive me. I'm sorry because it just makes me so angry. Over in Washington, something that's almost unheard of happened today. The U.S. Senate and the House. The U.S. Senate passed by unanimous consent, meaning that they unanimously agreed to allow it not to come to the floor for any vote because all would consent. So by unanimous consent, a measure to force the release of key Epstein documents. The House had a vote. That vote ended up being, I think it was 427-1. We're going to talk about the congressman that did not vote for it and his rationale behind it. But the legislation, the measure calls for the release of the flight logs, visitor lists, financial trails, all of it. The House was near unanimous with only one member voting no. He was arguing that it could expose innocent people tied to the investigation, but still, this marks a major push towards transparency after decades of secrecy surrounding Epstein and his network. Ace, talk to me, man. What you think?
Man, we already know the Republicans. I don't trust it. They all got together in this situation room, and they said exactly. He pulled everybody in the situation room, and all of a sudden, that y'all want to be on one accord with this. No, the Democrats don't be so dumbfounded and gullible. Do not trust these Republicans. They have something up their sleeve, and when it comes down to it, we're going to see a black page. Everything is going to be redacted. Everything will be redacted. They say, oh yeah, we're going to release.
They got all consonants. The is we and they were. That's what
that thing is going to be so redacted. It's going to be black. You got to write in white ink over it. It's just crazy. So I don't trust it. I don't. You're not going to get me with the okie doke. Watch what happens. Trump. I mean, here's the thing: is going to Trump's desk. He is not going to incriminate himself.
Oh.
He's not. This is going to Trump to sign. So either he's going to have you all storm the Capitol again, or he's going to, or he's going to make sure that everything is crossed out that's incriminating to him, all his people, his family, his relatives, his friends, his business partners, other people within Congress who are complicit. I'll even say anyone in the Supreme Court who's complicit. I said it.
Oh, I got some for you.
I said it.
I got some for you.
I care less about your robe.
Yeah, I got some for you.
I said it. Now I said possibly. I don't know for sure.
Oh, I know.
But let it come.
Out there.
Prove me wrong. Don't redact it.
Yeah, there's reports.
You got nothing to hide. Don't redact it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got to say about it.
Go ahead, Eric, and I'll jump in after you. Go ahead, Eric. What's your thoughts?
Similar to what Ace was saying. I believe, for me personally, I believe Trump. He was reading the tea leaves. That if he didn't go along with this, he would have it would have showed weakness on his part that he couldn't control his party. Because like I was telling y'all before the vote, I said at least 75 to 100 is going to vote in favor of this.
You mentioned it was the last time or the previous episode. You said that the vote was going to be overwhelming. You said it was going to be overwhelming, and you were right. So that's come on, y'all. Look, let me come on. Listen,
go ahead.
He's been calling these predictions. He's been on with these predictions.
He's been on it. He was right about Mom dying, and now he's about go ahead. Take you a victory lap. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna say that you're still on the right side of the Bible. I'm still not gonna say that.
You keep sitting you back in the rapture, but at least you
you need some more baking to do. But anyway, so he had to.
What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to liven it up. I got my little sounds together. Go ahead, Eric.
Got a new toy over there, y'all. But he really wanted to save face, and he really wanted to look like. Once again, all this fails tied to the Democrats. I don't know if you guys have been reading about it. He said, go ahead and release it so we could show all the Democrats who are on there. And the Democratic citizens was like, yeah, tell on them too. Because as a nation, as a unified nation, everybody are against child pedophilia. Yeah. Nobody wants to have their kid touched or messed with. Especially fathers with daughters, especially, we got daughters, anybody. So this is a unified message. So him trying to deflect to the Democrats and try to push it off them, that's not going to work either. Because as a country, we frown on that. Yeah. So he, do I believe?
Unless you're Megyn Kelly. And then you're trying to.
She's not the only one who's trying to age up a 15-year-old.
That is weird as hell.
Yeah, it's sick.
To try
Megyn Kelly is
to try and rationalize in your mind, because I saw another right wing, and you have to forgive me, another right wing podcaster, and he said, in 2025, 15, a 31-year-old and a 15-year-old is wrong. Rewind to 1840.
Yeah, they try.
31 and a 15. This ain't.
Yeah, they trying
1840.
They trying. They trying hard.
They are trying to move that goalpost.
That's because
that is so freaking weird, bro.
Because the people who line up their campaigns and their parties is going to be on that list, and they don't want, and they trying to save face, and it's bad. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's bad, and it's weird. And it shows where your mindset is. It makes it seem like we need to go to your computer, go on your phone.
Check your server, check your hard drive.
What you've been watching.
That's crazy.
What gets you off? Let's be honest. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad it's done. I'm glad maybe something. Hopefully, it'd be more white than black on the papers. But like you said, go ahead and explain more.
I hate to say this, it's gonna be all white. That's gonna be all white.
Explain why, Ken.
They're gonna be all white.
What Trump has up his sleeve.
You talking about all this? I thought you were talking about who's gonna be on them files. It's gonna be all rich white men. On both sides of the political party. No, but here's the thing. This is what I think. And I said this, when we were, kind of offline. I think I know what the strategy is. So a couple of things. First thing is, remember a couple of weeks ago, he told Pam Bondi to open up an investigation pertaining to
the Democrats,
those who were wrapped up in the investigation who were never indicted. Now, what that does is there's a DOJ. The DOJ has an internal memo, an internal policy that they don't talk about information that's currently being investigated. Now, that information ain't been investigated in years, up until 2 weeks ago when it looked like during the shutdown, when the Democratic Congresswoman that got elected from from Nevada or Arizona?
Arizona.
From Arizona.
She was
She was going to be the
deciding vote.
Yeah, deciding vote. Now watch this. The other part of this is, to y'all's point, Americans are not going to sit around and be okay with children being messed with.
Nope.
So coming out of, and I hated that they folded on the shutdown, but maybe the strategy, and I know y'all don't like this, maybe the strategy was they knew that this Epstein stuff was going to hit the fan, and everybody has forgotten that the Democrats caved. To their credit, all right. Let's just be real, or at least it ain't as juicy as the other information we're getting. So what I would say is
that's what Schumer hopes.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. So that's one thing of it, that Trump asked Pam Bondi to start an investigation. They can probably lean on that. The problem is if he goes to the Supreme Court is probably going to be like, an internal memo at the DOJ is not the same as, existing law, established law. And there's no established law that says that you can't release documents that are active to any investigation. Now, it's probably not wise for a prosecutor to be out there telling all the facts of a case that they're trying to prosecute, but there's no law against it either, right? Unless a judge puts a gag order in, and no judge has put a gag order on this information. This is a part of the DOJ just keeping this information. They did not need a vote today. And to be clear, what the vote does is it's a vote to compel the Department of Justice to release the documents, because there's nothing keeping them from releasing the documents without the vote today. But what it did do was it put everybody on, we're going to come to that too, it put everybody on notice. Now, here's the other thing. So they got the Pam Bondi investigation. Today, Aaron's putting this up. Put it back up, Aaron. Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein, Mark Epstein is the one who asked Jeffrey Epstein.
He's about Trump and what's his name?
And Bill Clinton. Mark Epstein is the one who said, hey, when you talk to Vladimir Putin, ask him if he still has the picture of Donnie blowing Bubba. And then he said, well, I wasn't talking about Bill Clinton, but you still said that Donald Trump was on a picture that Vladimir Putin has blowing somebody. And maybe that makes sense. While you sit in come back to me for a second. Maybe that now it makes sense, Aaron, because we talked about this a long time ago. Do you remember, Aaron, you and I had a conversation? I don't know if you remember this. This was a long time ago. Do you remember when Trump went to Russia and Vladimir Putin threw a soccer ball at that nigga?
I don't remember. I remember when I remember we went over. We were conversation with. Yeah,
he tossed a soccer ball to him, and Trump was like, "Oh," he said, "Yeah, get that to your son, my nigga." And tossed a soccer ball to him. It was so disrespectful and dismissive. He said, "Yeah, get that soccer ball to your son," sonning him, and being it was disrespectful. Everybody was looking at the president like, "Oh, I thought you was a tough guy. You ain't gonna make him stop." I think
he never stood up to Putin,
and now we know why. Because
they said that's why, Putin, because he had
Vladimir
dirt
Putin
on
got a picture of you giving fellatio to somebody named Bubba. That's why. Put that back up. So
that's hearsay. That's hearsay.
Yeah, I hear you. Mark Epstein is the same one who we got that little tidbit from. He's Jeffrey Epstein's brother. Mm-hmm. He said that he doesn't believe all the documents that we're going to see. Like Aaron said, it ain't gonna be nothing but a big black square on a paper, because they're gonna redact everything. Because he said that there was a secret warehouse in Virginia in which, and we knew about it. There was reports that there were FBI agents working around the clock. Mark Epstein confirms that by saying that it was a warehouse in Virginia where FBI agents were told, go through here and redact every instance of a Republican being mentioned. So we might see files that only have the names of Democrats listed because all the Republican names have been wiped out. So that's the other thing to keep in mind with this. But the truth of the matter is, it's better than nothing. Because one thing this country cannot stand for, as we said earlier, is children being molested. That is a full stop. There ain't nothing else past that.
Yes. So here's the thing. I hear you. I hear you saying that most of the country is against children. But I don't know. I used to think that But now I don't think they really care about protecting women and children anymore. Every time you turn on the TV, there's something that's harmful for children to see. It's all over the radio. It's all in the music. It's so much money going towards it now, and it's on both sides and in the center, where it's like you can't even really. You have to send your children out with noise canceling headphones and a blindfold, and keep the device out of their hands, and just stick close to me. I'll protect you because no one else will.
Yeah, we don't have community anymore like what we grew up in.
Yeah, we grew up in the same neighborhood. We grew up in a rough area. Yeah, we grew up in a rough area.
But the thing is, even though it was a little rough, there were still parents in that neighborhood that held us accountable walking down the street.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. No, you're right. You're right. Because I remember, you and I was a block away from each other, and you could end up getting in a brawl. I'm like, hey man, I'm about to let's go hoop, and then we in a brawl to get
walking one block down the street. Yeah,
but then at the end of the day, they still protected. Like you didn't see grown-ups, and even some of the older folk, you didn't see them preying on children. It was unheard of, and then there was still. You would get in trouble by people who weren't even your parents. And then they would take you to your parents, and then you'll get in trouble
and tell your parents what you did in front of your parents.
And then you'll get another whooping. So you got a whooping by a stranger. You got a whooping by a stranger. But I'm glad you said that, because I'm going off the rails here, but I want to say this. I blame the Bush administration. Because that's when they were empowering law enforcement and the school system and the medical providers to become parents, and they were pulling pulling
child
back
left behind stuff.
Yeah, they were pulling back the rein. They were pulling the power from the parents, and they were saying, "Don't you say anything to them? Don't you touch them? Don't you discipline them? We're giving your children a voice now." And then what they did was, now you have people in the school system who are authorized to tell your child what medicine they should be on. At the school level, you had teachers weighing in on that stuff, saying, and I know this for a fact. You had teachers saying, "Oh, your child has ADHD," and how you figure?
Yep.
You're not trained for this, but the Bush administration empowered, and they stripped the power from the parents. And now you have people who are still disciplining their children. They were getting locked up. They were getting their children taken away via CPS. And now we're against abuse, but a lot of that stuff, that the cases that we were talking about back then, was just parents reeling in their unruly children.
And now
I ain't know if it has a buzz about it.
What kind of
unruly? Unruly.
That's right. That's right.
Whoop yo.
No, I saw you catch it.
Huh?
I know you. I saw you catch what you trying to say.
I was gonna say something else, but bad.
You did
bad children. So,
oh,
and then you get it. And then nowadays, see, I'm still from the old school, so you're not gonna be in my area just acting a fool in my house. No, you're not gonna do that.
Yeah, no.
You're gonna wake up laying on the floor. You're gonna say, "Dang, I shouldn't have tested uncle like that. I shouldn't test the uncle." So it's just, so I know I kind of went left, but still it's that's where, to me, that's where it comes from. You talk about the root cause.
Some of the stuff you're talking about, the root cause, because some of the tentacles that you're talking about, and that's a good catch, because it was all a part of that No Child Left Behind. So they started, the policies were all the things you do to keep the child in the classroom, when normally they would have sent you behind home and your mama would have whooped you when you got there. Now they're like, no, you're going to stay in the classroom and we're going to medicate you, right?
Because the pharmaceutical companies said, hey, push this drug.
Yep, Adderall.
Yep.
Adderall
push
was
this drug.
Heavy. Yep, Adderall was heavy in the late 90s and into the early 2000s. Adderall.
That's right.
Yep.
Sure. And let's see that list of all the kickbacks from the pharmaceutical companies.
Boom, that was it.
Let's see that list.
Yep.
Y'all talk about Epstein list.
Off of that.
Show me that list.
Oh, yep. They just,
we gonna get into FDA too.
That's just as criminal. Yep.
They gonna do me like the United Healthcare CEO by then.
Man, you better be careful. You better be careful. You end up like Charlie Kirk. I made a post the other day. I'm starting to think that maybe Charlie Kirk, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe there's something to it.
Yeah, it could be an
because now that I'm looking at some of the
they will
facts,
knock you off. They will knock you off like they did that guy in San Francisco. That tech giant, up and coming tech giant in San Francisco, got randomly assassinated on the sidewalk. Last year, year before last. Yeah, they know how to get rid of folk.
So,
but see, when you are God fearing like myself, when you are now, like Kendall, are you up there rolling your eyes for it? You need to rechannel your energy to Eric.
I'm saying,
who keeps getting left behind?
He's the one that keeps getting kicked out of heaven. Eric done been raptured up at least 3 times.
We didn't have 5 episodes since then.
That is crazy. But God done had buyer's remorse 3 times. That's tough. Right. Let's get to this real quick. So Eric wanted to cover this, and because it deals with like the economy. So let's deal with this real quick. There's an AI bubble. They're calling it an AI bubble. Wall Street is buzzing about whether we're in an AI bubble or not. Tech giants are spending billions on chips and data centers, and investors insist the growth is real. But analysts warn the numbers look a lot like the .com era. If this bubble pops, the fallout hits Black and brown workers first, especially in admin service and warehouse jobs that AI will automate. So here's the question, and this is for Eric. This is something he wanted to cover. Are we really preparing workers, or are we setting them up to be replaced? So are we really helping them do their job better, or are we setting them up to be fired and left behind by this AI bubble? Eric.
That's a good question. Thanks for AI bubble is real. I know they try to downplay it because they don't want to fear the working class and the poor. But if you really dig deep, they're saying up to 50% of jobs of the economy, jobs will be gone because of AI within the next 5 to 10 years. 50%.
That's what they said. I saw that on wasn't 60 Minutes. I saw that.
50%.
That's alarming. That's alarming.
For people who are our age, between the ages of 25 to 45, it's going to triple affect us. Because keep in mind, this is going to be our third once in a generation bubble. The .com bubble, the housing bubble, economic bubble in 2007. And now this AI bubble that's going to possibly happen in this fullness by maybe this time next year.
And all during our generation's formative years as young adults. Our generation,
yes,
we have been hit. So the end of Gen X and the very front end of millennials, we have been bombarded by this nonsense over the last 20 years of our lives, developing into young adults when you would be marrying and buying homes and all that.
Trying to go to school, trying to live this American dream. It has impacted our generation. We're a little bit okay, but the generation behind us, they're in big trouble. Which is causing the AI bubble. I know you guys have, if you heard of NVIDIA. NVIDIA is pretty much the chip company that's that Tesla buys. OpenAI,
video game developers,
all that stuff is and all that is sipped up to that one company. So if that one company has not been profitable, actually what's keeping them profitable are Meta. The top 4 customers are Meta, Oracle, OpenAI, and Tesla. So Tesla has been so pretty much all the money has been circular. You don't want the funds to be going in a circular motion at the top, because once they fail, it's going to, like you said earlier, it's going to economic fortunes does not trickle down to us.
No,
economic
downfall,
disarray
yeah,
trickles down to us.
Yeah.
So
That's what happened. That's what happened with the banking bubbles, though, because they were doing those balloon
variable rates.
Yeah, those variable rates on mortgages. Those
Yes.
balloon payments would kick in, and the bank and this is where you're trying to get people to understand, like, overstimulating the economy. You got to be careful with how you stimulate the economy, because when you stimulate it with tax cuts and all that, you're putting sugar into the system of the economy.
Yeah, it's not.
But sugar's not sustainable.
No.
If you're at work and it's 3:30 and it's 3:00 and you don't get up till 5 and you need a little pick me up, maybe you go to the soda machine and grab you a Dr. Pepper just to get you a little pick me up, just to get you through those last 2 hours. But man, should I live by Dr. Pepper alone, right? So you can't live on candy and sweets, and that's what we do with the economy when we just gorge on these. We gorge on these. What are they like? What am I trying to say? These little seasonal.
It's new toys. It's a new toy.
Yeah, we gorge on them. We try to make all of our money on it, and then when it starts to fail, and they start dumping their stock.
Which now you have happened.
Yeah, now
we're on 4 day. This is the 4th day, as the stock has the stock market has continued to decline. Keep in mind that 10% of U.S. households have 93% of stocks. So the rich, the CEOs, the executives, most of their money. 10% of U.S. households owns 93% of stock, but the 1% owns 50% of stock.
But why is that though?
It's that
a lot of the reason is because due to financial literacy.
Farming.
Yep.
It is. It's not because they didn't have it. So check this out.
Some people, I know where you're going, but the great majority of the working class and poor, do they have access to it? Or
they don't know they have access. They don't know they have access to it. If you have a penny, you can trade. You can buy stock.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
But some people feel like they can't afford it.
Yeah, but guess what? Stop buying cigarettes and put it in stock. Teach them. Replace your alcohol with stock. Replace your foolishness with stock. Yes. If you can buy
like Robin Hood, Acorns.
Yes.
If you can buy, you can go on Webull. Open up a traditional brokerage account or a traditional IRA. Open up some type of brokerage. You can go through even Chase as it now. Chase, if you bank with Chase, a lot of these banks have it integrated into your banking app now, so you can trade. If you have a bank account, trade through your bank account, and it has that. You can trade through Cash App now. You can trade. So there's so many things out there. My daughters are 21 and 23 now. You know when they got into trading? When I put them in trading when they were in elementary school. They had their own. It was through my parent. Of course, it was under my account, but they had their accounts under. I can't remember the type of account it was called, but they had that account. And before the end of the show, I'll tell you all exactly what that is, because it's a great tool for parents who are wanting to get their children into investing. And it's like gamification. Gamification of
stock trading.
Stock trading and stockpile. That's one of them.
I got stock. I'm invested. I get dividends every quarter. You
learn about this stuff is
either reinvest or I spend it.
Find out. You go into these brokerage accounts and find out those high yield stocks where he's talking about dividends. You got to find a high yield stock that has those returns. Have those returns. So every year you're getting money back based upon your investment. So it teaches your children. It teaches the next generation how to get involved in trading, because that's where you're winning when you're investing. Now I will say this. Yeah, it's a lot of that is education. So like
and a class piece as well.
Well, yeah. But I mean, we can spend a whole I know, Kendall, you talked about this. We want to do a segment on financial literacy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in the comments, I mean, if you're watching this, definitely tell us if you want us to do a whole segment on financial literacy, because we can break down things that we've had to, no one told us this stuff. We had to find through trial and error. We had to learn it through the trial. So I would love to pass this on so you don't have to do the hard work. I've already done it for you. He's already done it for you. Eric's already done it for you. So we might as well just give it. We'll give it to y'all for free.
Like, so, I really like Stash. For example, I like
Stash. That's another one. That's another one.
Yeah. And
but I would go ahead.
I was going to say that just real quick that I learned the hard way. I looked up in my late 20s, early 30s. Even I'm 43, and as late as my early 30s, my credit scores was in the 500s. Just surviving day to day. And so I'm glad that I started educating myself and really looking into some things, because now I'm in the mid to high 7s depending on which bureau you look at. So and I'm really trying to get to that 800 club, right? So
we're gonna talk about credit as well, the scam of credit.
Yeah, I hear you. We got to talk, because it is a scam, because it ain't nothing. But they do have to measure risk, right? So they got to find a way to measure risk. But the point is, the point is, if you know how to leverage that credit score, that FICO score, you can get some things done, and you can help. Like I tell people all the time, stop co-signing on cars for your kids. If you have a trade line that's in good shape, that's 3, 4, 5 years mature, and it has a low balance on it, add them as an authorized user, and then don't give them a card. They can benefit from that credit. Now they have enough credit, if they have a job, to go get their own car, and I'm not co-signing on it, right? So there's different ways, little tricks of the trade, whether it's how you're investing or how you're utilizing credit, right? Don't use a credit card if you don't have the cash in your bank account to pay that credit card back off to zero.
That takes discipline. That's why I was talking about credit. That's why I would kind of frown on credit, because it takes a disciplined person.
Yeah. Well,
otherwise you're gonna get yourself.
Investment does too, though, Aaron, because you have
necessarily.
It takes some type of risk and patience.
There's different risk levels. You can day trade. You can be short or long. There's different ways to trade, and you can have a high risk. You can have a low risk. So
I'm encourage people, don't look at your 401ks right now.
You don't.
And don't look at it for the
now
next
you're talking about
months.
long. Now you're talking about being long, the long game versus the short game.
Being bear versus bullish. But here's the thing.
Let me go ahead and wrap this up so we can
go ahead.
move on. But
it's a great conversation.
It is a great conversation.
That's what
keep in mind. 30% of our wealth, U.S. wealth, is tied into the stock market.
Say it again.
I hear that. 30% of U.S. wealth is tied into the stock market. So and Sam Altman, who's the CEO of OpenAI, he's already throwing it out there that AI is too big to fail. So
it is. It's not going anywhere.
So
it's not going to.
Basically, what's going to happen again, like they did with the .com and the banks, they're going to socialize the costs and privatize the profits. I'm gonna say that again. They're going to socialize the costs, meaning it's going to take effect of all of us.
Yeah.
Our tax funds are going to bail them out.
Your tax dollars will
and they're going to give themselves bonuses.
Yeah.
And profits.
Off of the tax dollars that we use.
They're going to reinvest into the stock market to overinflate it again.
Yep.
They're going to socialize the cost and privatize the profits. That's all I have.
I don't think AI is. So I agree. AI is not going anywhere. It's too big to fail. But
we will.
But here's the thing. AI has always been around. It's around. Now you have people that are, it's more easily easily accessible because you got all these apps out there, consumer level. But it's always been there, and everything that we've done, the technology, AI has always been around.
Iron Man's had it since the 60s.
Right. But, so it's always been here. And the piece it took the educated who knew how to use it. Now, or the people who knew coding and all that stuff, they knew how to access the military. They knew how they had it.
Let's talk about next week. Let's talk about the data centers next week.
But okay. Yeah. But real quick on NVIDIA, you said that I think you made a comment about their. I don't know if you said they're about to fail or they might fail. Their NVIDIA is not going anywhere.
They've lost money, profit the last 2 years.
They haven't been profitable in 2 years.
So they're not going anywhere. NVIDIA has been around since the early 90s. So you're talking about a $60 billion company, over 60 billion. And they're up overall. You might be looking at their 2-year trend, but overall they're way up, over 100,000%.
Yeah, but I think to Eric's point though, Aaron, they're not going to care if they have a 3rd year downtrend and they fire 10,000, 15, 20,000 people around the country. They ain't going to care that they way up.
But that's corporate America. I mean, we always go through. I mean, I've been in. You talked about the housing bubble. My career was built in the mortgage industry. Yeah. So I've been through the ups and downs since HFC. And it was acquired by HSBCs in that merger back in the early 2000s. So I've been through, even before the housing crisis, we were in the mortgage industry and we saw that. I was part of Lehman Brothers. So it was, what goes down must come up. What goes down will come back up. And we've seen it time and time again. I mean, if you look at through the history of this economy, what has went down has come back up. Now, go ahead.
So you believe OpenAI, even though it's going to kill these jobs, you believe that's going to create just the same
new
amount of jobs?
It's gonna eventually create new jobs.
Some people do believe that.
Just like the housing market. The housing market crashed, and you had not everybody came out on the winning side of that. A lot of people went into foreclosure. A lot of businesses went under. There was a few
up again now, 20%.
Yeah, there was a few banks that went under. I mean, Lehman Brothers,
but they got bailed out. The banks got bailed out. The people are not getting bailed out.
Not Lehman Brothers. Lehman Brothers did not get bailed out.
But the industry, as a whole.
I think what Eric is saying.
The industry did get bailed out, but what I'm trying to explain is that yes, you're going to have casualties of war. But that doesn't mean it's the end of times. It will rebound. It will come back up. There's going to be victims. There's going to be casualties. That we understand that. Just like now, there are businesses that have failed since what's been going on since January with the funding crisis and them pulling back. There have been businesses have already
poor in the middle class. The casualties never the tippity top. That's my issue.
And Eric, that's why it's going to take people like the three of us to start educating our community on how to safeguard yourself and not become a casualty. Stop running from AI and learn how to leverage AI. Because stop running. It's not going anywhere. And the thing is, the Y2K. Look at Y2K. You remember, you had all the churches frowned upon Y2K and said it's the end of the world. God told me that I was foolish enough to believe it.
I remember all the
I was on the paper in Forest when Y2K.
On that night, I was in the balcony, sitting in the balcony of Christ Temple, and I had my head down praying to God, please, God, please.
You was carrying.
I was a heathen up until that day. I was like, let me go to church. I didn't want anybody sitting around me. I know where you were, Kendall. But I don't want to call her. I don't want to call her out. I don't want to call her out. Kendall didn't care. He was like,
that's before I gave myself to the Lord. Okay? I really gave myself to him.
That's what you got saved for real.
But what I'm saying, yeah, right. But what he's still like saved. No, but anyway, I'm just messing with Kendall. I'm just like, no, but seriously. So
I need to sit back in the rapture.
But even then, those people who didn't embrace technology and the boom, it crippled them. It crippled those businesses. It crippled those churches. They're like, oh, we're Y2K, and then they lost half their congregation over that stuff. So it's like, stop running from change and leverage it, because change is inevitable.
Okay, we got to go to the next thing. But the Neanderthal died because he couldn't adjust. And that's the biggest thing. So I agree with Eric in that we have an issue where, and I totally agree that what will happen is that we will socialize the undergirding of AI so that the people who are already rich will get it. But I also agree with Aaron, and that is, that's coming. So the best thing you can do is take an online class and learn how to leverage AI, learn how to leverage all these AI models, whether it's I don't care if it's an AI model for planning for dinner prep. If you're gonna end up paying for it with your tax dollars, you might as well benefit from it.
That's good.
That's what I got to say about that.
Fellas.
We don't flinch, no way. Bring the heat or throw shade. We're ready to play, pass or play. Yeah, we on that grind. Negative vibes, got receipts, we'll find. Pass or play. What's it gonna be? Root cause rolls deep. No apology. Step to the mic, yeah. We hold that crown. Root cause ain't about to back down.
All right. Y'all know what time it is. It is time to take a look at some of these comments. All right. For some that are new to the show, this is one of our not so new segments, our new-ish segment, but it's where we take a look at the comments on our reels and our posts, and we actually address those. So this segment is called Pass or Play. If we review the comment, they'll get an option to pass, meaning they're going to take the high road. They might still respond, but they'll take the high road. And if they play, they're going to give you the smoke. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Y'all ready?
Let's go.
All right.
I'm going to try to resist.
Okay. So let's jump right in. We had a few topics that are out there. So we have comments going from all over. I'm going to try to, just by reading the comment, I'll kind of remember what it was about. But this lady, she was kind of under attack here. She said she was talking about what was going on in Boone County. And she said it's because it happened to brown people, and that's why they will use that as a defense and get away with it. And then another guy came in and said, y'all are not brown. Y'all classified as white on paper. He's assuming that the lady is Hispanic who made the comment. Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, she looks black. Yeah, she looks black. Yeah, she looks black. But he says, "You stupid. You bring the smoke. You bringing the smoke already." So he said, "Y'all are not brown. Y'all are classified as white on paper. Minority when convenient. It's sad what happened to the lady, but y'all really need to stop acting like y'all are the victims. When you are specifically racist towards black people all the time, you love the N-word, you practice colorism and discrimination all day in the workplace, being as neighbors." And he just goes on, and he's talking about, he brought up ICE as well. But I wanted to kind of talk about this one because, this is kind of what I've been talking about.
Yeah. When
it comes to the Hispanic community. And it's like,
oh, is it pass or playing?
I'm gonna pass on this one.
No, Aaron, go on to play.
Go ahead and play. You've already.
Well, I said I can still comment, but I won't go. I won't give him. I won't. If I play, I'm bringing the smoke.
Okay.
But I can still pass and respond.
Okay.
But it's not. It's more of an educational moment. So I'll say pass because the Hispanic community, I'm not the only one. Y'all were knocking me when I was saying what I said in the previous episode. Oh, who's this fool? And talking about Hispanic. No, I'm trying to let you all know that's how a lot of black people feel about y'all.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, because it's a history of just going back to the even before Black Lives Matter. But I'm just going to go back to the Black Lives Matter movement. When the George Floyd, a lot of your people jumped in on the other side and called yourself protecting protecting your neighborhoods and your businesses. And then come to find out they weren't even your neighborhoods and your businesses. Y'all are renting from the people who are supporting, the mass genocide of black folk. What happened to so we're gonna protect them, we're gonna protect our men. And it's just to me, I saw that as Snowball, Clarence Thomas. If you haven't seen Django, you Snowball is what it is. You're protecting master. But my thing is this is like y'all have to understand that y'all are in the same boat.
They haven't been here long enough to be bit, though, Aaron. That's what it is. But I saw some polling today that Trump is he was 2 percentage points underwater with them in the during the last presidential election, and he is now 34% under with them now. So I think they're starting to get it now. Because I said in the last episode, it's one thing to grab people off the border; it's another thing to grab somebody headed to work to do a drywall job. Because now it's on your doorstep.
But this is not the first time they've been lockstep with Trump. He threw y'all in cages in his last. He pulled your women.
That wasn't on my doorstep though, Aaron. They haven't eaten it like we have.
Man,
they seeing it now.
All three of us know somebody who was, if not us, all three of us know somebody that have been profiled by the police in this country and know what about it. So
we've been profiled by
they learn right now. They getting it.
The first time I was had an encounter with law enforcement, it was in Broward back in the 80s. I was probably 7-8 years old, and I was with my younger brother. I was with my oldest brother, and my oldest brother was only 4 years older than me. And we were supposed to be meeting our father at the library over there by Broward. And he was out there. He was at the library, and he said, "Well, y'all can meet me up here." And so we wanted to go and walk up there. My oldest brother, he decided, God rest his soul, he said, "Hey, let's go. Y'all want some McDonald's first?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go to McDonald's." We went to McDonald's to get some burgers. Somebody at McDonald's called the police on us. This was in the late 80s. And when we came out of McDonald's, they put all three of us in handcuffs and said we fit the description of some carjackers. How you put 6 or 7-year-olds in handcuffs?
Did y'all have a mustache or something?
We were little kids. Our father was furious. Our father was, when he found out what happened, because he was that was before cell phones. He's trying to figure out what took us so long to get there. He was mad that he was waiting on us. Well, because we were down the street getting hemmed up by the police.
That's crazy.
So so what y'all are going through now, I experienced that in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been experiencing that. I can give you example after example after example after example. Yeah. I remember when I got off work in corporate America and I'm driving through Geist to get home. They pulled me out of my car. They said that my car matched the description of a stolen vehicle. And they pulled me out of my car on the Geist Bridge when it was raining outside. I was in fear of my life, thinking they was going to do something and toss me over the bridge.
Jesus.
And I'm in a suit standing outside my car in the rain in a suit.
Yeah, I stole a car in a full suit.
Check this out. But hold on. Not only that, it was after they already ran my registration on a valid vehicle and ran my license when I gave it to them when they pulled me over. And they still told me to get out the car.
You better be careful, Eric. You don't live too far from guys.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't care about them. Don't talk about guys, police, and don't call about. I don't care. Yeah. No, what y'all going through now? I've been going through it.
Yeah, it's sketchy.
I've been going through it.
Now, y'all watch this. So I grew up in the 80s too, with a black father and a white mama. I've seen my father pulled out the car 3 or 4 times, and the police harassing him because he's in the car with a white woman in the 80s. In Indianapolis, Indiana. That's why I try to tell people being biracial in the 80s in Indiana was not fun. No. It wasn't fun at all. And I just think that, to your point, Aaron, I just don't think they don't know. They don't have 400 years of this. They have 15 years of this. Not even 15. They got 10 years of this.
Yeah.
We have 400. They need to listen to us.
They had a hint of it, stop and frisk, and all them Hispanics up in the Latin community up in New York was getting
in Arizona. Yeah, because remember,
they had stop and frisk.
What was the sheriff's name?
That
remember him?
Is his name now? What's that food? Huh?
He's deceased now.
Something
like that.
Yeah.
The first time Trump ran.
Yeah, Trump's right hand. That fool.
America's sheriff, man.
Exactly.
He made a whole career. He made a whole career off of taking your people and locking them up and sending them back home. Y'all don't get it, but they getting it now.
Sheriff Arpaio.
That's it.
And then it was what was his boy Giuliani? Yep. That fool. Where's Giuliani anyway? He's supposed to be in jail.
He trying to stay.
He got
pardoned.
Pardoned federally.
He's just giving people out. But if you want to get pardoned,
wait till these Epstein files come out.
Oh, he's told.
Let me give a.
He's gonna do the auto pen for that. You're gonna do the auto pen for that.
Let me give a call to action. If you want to get pardoned, submit $1 million to the White House.
Exactly, and you can get right on
all gold bars. Yep, because you get you right on there. Yep.
What's the next one you got, Aaron?
All right, here we go. So this is one, Mr. Chris Compton. I think this is the one where we were talking about the Democratic shutdown. We were saying, why did the Democrats cave? Why did those 8 side with Republicans and agree to reopen the government? And he said, these particular raccoons, obviously have no clue how government works. Okay, so blame the persons trying to prevent the suffering now and future, but not the evil, corrupt GOP who's intentionally inflicting the suffering. Got it. Obviously, okay, you know what? Let me stop. Eric, Kendall, y'all want to pass or play?
Oh, I'm playing, and it's going to be quick.
Okay, go ahead, Kendall.
Chris, to be clear.
I'm playing too.
Come back to me. I want to see. I want some screen time.
Okay.
Chris, to be clear, I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I had somebody tell me during the protests here in Indianapolis during George Floyd. I had an activist come from St. Louis to Indianapolis, Indiana, who did not know me and did not know my work. And when I was telling the people before they tore up that neighborhood, I'm like, y'all, we live in this neighborhood. I live about a half mile away from here. Don't tear my neighborhood up, because they're about to push over a food truck. There ain't no way in the world I'll let the Hispanic people have a food truck in my neighborhood and blah, blah, blah. Well, you don't live in this neighborhood, and he lives in my housing division, so leave him alone. And he said to me, y'all, it turned me on. It made me feel sexy. He called me a house nigga. I said, I ain't never been called a house nigga. I felt like
you got a promotion.
I was like, it just did something to me, because you don't know who you're talking to, bro. You barking up the wrong tree. Before you come on these comments saying stuff like that, calling us coons, bro, you should find out who we are first before you start doing that. And you should watch the full episode. I think I responded to him. I said, you should watch the full episode, because what we were saying is, if it's not about the suffering. It's we were prepared to insulate ourselves and suffer if we were going to get our demands met. And you folded when we told you we were prepared to fight. Everybody, they have been suffering. People have been suffering. So if you don't drag me all the way out here to suffer for nothing, that's what you miss, sir. Yeah. And calling us coons, bro, you barking up the wrong tree. And I tell you what, you calling me a coon I feel sexy. It turns me on a little bit. Calling me a coon. You ain't hurting my feelings. You turning me on, because you know why it turns me on? Because I never had nobody who knows me call me no coon, bro. So it's something new. I like new stuff. What's the next one? Do you want to go, Eric? I'm sorry.
No, you finished that. You finished it out. You basically said,
let's do the next one, Aaron.
We just go
let's go.
Yep.
This one.
All right. So of course, so here's one. It was the same subject. He said, of course, 3 feminine black liberal men are caping for the Democrats. Okay. So he look.
Can I get a close up?
I don't know who they could talk to, but I tell you what,
Mansion Deep is wild.
Who wants to take this? This is who wants to pass? You want to pass or play? Who wants to take this one?
I'm playing. Mansion Deep is that. Look at you, sir. Sir, if I'd have known any better, I would think you're sweet. I know, sir. Don't do that. Come on, man. Mansion Deep is a huge pause, bro. Any man walking around calling himself Mansion Deep. Mansion Deep is weird, bro. It gives Diddy Mansion vibes, bro. I'm thinking you deep into Diddy Mansion and deep into whatever you deep into in the Diddy Mansion, bro. Because the first thought to come to your mind is that we feminine because we have a political opinion is weird. And I feel like you projecting on me, bro. I don't like that. I am a boy, Damon. I like girls. That's what I see when I see you, bro. So go on, get him out of here, man. He's a clown. Go ahead, Eric. Go talk what you're gonna talk about here.
I'm not even a Democrat. I don't consider myself a Democrat at all. But and we weren't that during that segment. We were
sick of
killing the Democrats.
We were
murdering them. So I don't even know where he got that from. So, which was, I did see that. I just laughed. I'm just like, I don't even. It didn't hurt my feelings. But.
Okay,
I think he's wrestling with his pronouns. Get him off of here. Wrestling with his pronouns, talking about me. You don't want that from me, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, let's close the show out. Let's pass and play. Y'all give Aaron a hand for pass and play. It's a good segment. Real quick, because we're over time, but let's just bonus coverage. All right, real quick. Let's do rapid fire on the last two because I think they're important.
What's up going on in Venezuela?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so right now in Venezuela, and we're gonna let Aaron take the lead on this one because this is something that he wanted to definitely cover. So, the U.S. has significantly increased its military presence around Venezuela. Warships, aircraft, and surveillance operations are moving into the region under a counter-narcotics mission. And Aaron is going to unpack that. But with Venezuela mobilizing its troops and warning of an invasion, many analysts believe that there's a very real possibility of some type of conflict with them. And there's a lot of pressure around the Maduro regime to step aside for I can't remember the lady who's down there who's his opposition, but she is friendly to the U.S. and those who are trying to get some of the oil from Venezuela. The escalation raises major concerns about stability across Latin America and if we're going to have an active war in the Western Hemisphere. Aaron, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I'm going to make this real quick. Venezuela, where are they? This is homework for you all, for our listeners. Where is Venezuela on the list of in the war on drugs? Because when I pull up the war on drugs, I see Mexico, I see Asia, and I see Canada. I do not see Venezuela. So why are we sending warships from where they should be? They're sending the USS Gerald R. Ford, which is one of the largest in the entire fleet. It's over 300 meters long, and it has a capacity of holding over 80 aircraft.
That is 300 meters, is 900 feet. 3 football fields long. 900.
Just if you just take a look at the arc and the length of the Titanic, right? That's so crazy. Yeah. And so why are we actually focusing on that? Is it because is it truly because of drugs, or is it because their resources? I mean, we've seen this before with Bush. I don't know why every time Republicans,
the billionaire, the Ken folks say, move away from there. It's the oil.
Them Republicans, when they get in office, George 1, George 2, they all of a sudden find an issue in another country that has oil. in oil.
Yeah, and
so you have. Oil.
It's more than just the oil, Aaron. It's also they have other natural
petroleum, natural gas, hydroelectric power, coal, significant reserves and coal. They have a lot of mineral energy resources, agricultural resources. They have even they were saying that they have the large ore deposits that's used to produce steel throughout the entire country. They have gold and diamonds. They have other minerals. It's a cash cow. So all of a sudden we're dropping missiles on their fisheries and their fishing vessels. And you got the Trump administration, don't mind that. That was a drug cartel.
How do we know?
The dude was holding a fishing pole.
I'm sorry.
He was holding a fishing pole. They said it was a confirmed fishing vessel.
It was like that man is out there. That man is out there fishing for papados.
I got one.
You said fishing for papados?
Oh, I'm sorry.
but what I'm saying
Here's
the thing. And here's the thing: the Republicans, they kill me with this stuff because they want us to say, "Oh, okay, yeah, these other people these other countries, they're the culprits and they're the ones we need to be watching out for." But they don't even tell you all what they are doing. They don't even tell you all that just in 2025 alone, the FDA had over 25 drug recalls. Yeah. That's killing people. Yeah. That's giving people strokes and heart attacks and high blood pressure. Hold on, let me just pull up this chart real quick. It's just 20. This is just in the year of 2025. Drugs that have been recalled by the FDA. Germ contamination. The swabs could have germs that cause infections in the mouths of babies. The nose is like cleaning a baby's mouth with a dirty cloth.
Wow.
Infections in bloodstreams, hidden steroids in a freaking supplement.
Wow.
That's crazy. And this, you don't have to believe me. Go to FDA's website. It's out there. This is where I got the information from.
Wow.
Look at this. Endotoxin levels too high is bacteria. They found bacteria and an injection that treat stomach acid. It's causing chills, fevers, and dangerous shock. But we're supposed to be looking at Venezuela, right? Look at this stuff. It's out there. Zicam is out there. Cleansers is out there. Anti-seizure medicine with the wrong label on the infusion bag that could trigger seizures.
That's crazy.
So, that's crazy. You know what all I'm saying is, I hear you, Trump. You saying Venezuela is the problem. It's the war on drugs.
Look at this.
What are you going to do about the FDA?
Look at this hand while this hand is doing this. That's all it is.
And they try to blame it on fentanyl. There's no fentanyl.
Yeah. So if we're really on, so therefore it's not about the drugs.
No,
it's not about drugs. So what is it really
the root?
About?
The root is when y'all start acting weird and moving weird like this, it's about mineral deposits.
Well, Trump,
it always is. Even him intervening in Africa is about to be about mineral deposits. Resources, because Africa has natural resources, and that's why Russia and China are over there right now. They are over there right now. Yep.
They are over there right now because Africa. So you had these corrupt officials in Africa. You have these these corrupt prime ministers or whatever they call it over there. I can't remember, but you had these corrupt leaders in these African countries who did not want to rule, who did not want to lose power. So they came over, they appealed to the Clinton administration, they've appealed to the Obama administration, they've appealed to the Bush administrations, the Biden administrations, and all these administrations told them, no, you're on your own. America's not getting involved in that. But America's going to get involved in Israel, Gaza, and all over the other world, but they won't step foot in Africa. Clinton was finally forced to step foot in Africa during Rwanda, but he had no other choice. But you had you had these other people, other presidents who don't want to give aid to Africa, and then you have China and Russia that said, okay, we will. So check this out. They said, we're going to come in, we're going to send our security forces in, and we're going to keep you in power. But you can't say anything about how we make you pay for it. So they're in there taking their resources themselves, raping their women and children, sex trafficking, and it's out there. You don't believe me? It's all out there. Just Google it, search it. It's all out there. When I was in Africa, I spent almost a month in Kenya. As I was driving throughout the entire country of Kenya, we were covering the entire country of Kenya. I saw nothing but Asian construction companies there digging up, doing digging and drilling and digging in Africa. What are y'all digging up?
Colonizing.
What are y'all digging up? When we went to some of the restaurants and stuff, they were black everywhere, but the owners and the barkeeps and all Russian. They're speaking Russian. So they was like, we're going to come up and set up shop. We're going to take your resources. But we're going to keep you in power. Trust me. No one's going to rise up against you. No one's going to touch you, but you can't say anything about how we make you pay for that. And that's what's going to happen in Nigeria. That's what's going to happen in Venezuela. I'm off of it.
I'm going to add one more comment. This is good information, Aaron. Great, vital information that we all should be able to, like you said, do our research. We have a United States relationship with Venezuela. I want you guys to do your research with that. The reason Venezuela is so-called failing, it has nothing to do with socialism. It has everything to do with them impacting their economy by stopping their oil transports, having coercing with other countries to make sure their socialized country will fail. So I would love to talk. I could take 30, 45 minutes talking about
it is a ploy to eliminate socialism out of the Western Hemisphere.
Yes, because
they can't. He's trying to do it. This is the reason why those tariffs with Canada is there. Because Canada is a socialist stronghold in the Western Hemisphere. Mm-hmm. And it is. They want to eliminate socialism by trying to pretend like socialism is a bad thing when all socialism does is not as aggressive as communism to level the playing field, but socialism is somewhere between. It's a happy medium between capitalism and communism to try and level the playing field for people, to make sure that people simply have a social undergirding so that the society doesn't swallow them up with their physical health, with their ability to educate themselves, with their ability to literally have just a simple place to live, the basic elements of the basic 7 tenets of life, just simple structure.
Yes, do your research about
it's under attack. So that's a good
socialism in Africa.
Yeah,
look it up. How they took that from us when we before we became slaves, before we was transported into this country. African countries, African tribes was based on socialism.
Yeah,
we took care of each other.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Last story, and we're over, but I think all of this is important. It's a good show. Mm-hmm. Here's the last thing. I wanted to talk about this, and we can do it quickly. I just want to put it on everybody's radar. If you've been watching social media, you've probably seen there's 2 disturbing cases that involve black women that went into labor. One was in Texas, and one is in. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
It's always black women.
No, I said it's always the black women.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's 2 cases of black women that went into labor. One lady was in Texas and Dallas, and another lady was in Indiana and ended up giving birth in Illinois, or on her way to Illinois to give birth to a baby because the hospital put her out. Both were forced out of the hospital they were giving birth. Just minutes later, they gave birth to their babies. So these are isolated incidents. As Aaron said, they reflect a nationwide maternal health crisis where black women are still 2.5 to 3 times more likely to die from childbirth complications while in a hospital. and the bias of understaffing hospitals, not taking the complaints of women that are giving birth to children, really Black people in general, not taking their complaints seriously in the hospital, cost cutting in inner city hospitals, and all these other things have contributed to this. But I wanted to just say this, that I've spoken to a couple of people that I know that are in the medical field, and one is a doctor, two are registered nurses that are in trauma units. One is in a trauma unit in Houston, and then the other doctor and nurse are here in Indianapolis. And all three of them said every nurse and doctor involved in both of those cases need to be fired. Every last one of them. Because it doesn't matter if she's 3 centimeters dilated, in the case of the lady here in Indiana that eventually had her baby on the side of the road on the way to the next hospital.
Crazy
her
stuff.
husband delivered their baby in an unsanitized car on the side of the road because some doctors and nurses did not take seriously that this woman was in labor. And my thing is, if it is, and what all of them said, and I actually started to ask one of them to come and be a guest tonight. I just didn't think we was going to be able to get it done in time. But one of them said to me, it doesn't matter how much they are dilated. If they tell you their pain levels at a certain point, some women can go from 3 centimeters dilated to 10 in a half hour.
Yeah.
And that is literally what happened with the lady in Indiana, and she had to go to Illinois. The other lady was down in Texas. She had the baby in the hospital, but I think they said she had that baby about 15 to 20 minutes after the video everyone saw of her agonizing in pain. And then because they didn't move fast enough, the baby was in distress, and the baby actually ingested some of its own feces. Y'all, there is systematic oppression and racism towards Black and brown people because Hispanic women are about 2 times more likely to die than white women. We quoted a stat earlier, Aaron, that you brought up, and it was we talked about it earlier, and we need to do some talking on that as well. That it's that if you look at the numbers, it's white women are way down here, then it's Hispanic women, and then Black women are way at the top of risk. And these procedures in which they ask women to do stuff that will keep them from being able to have children in the hysterectomies and having children in the future. I think it's important, and thank y'all for giving me this time, fellas. I know we way over time, but I really wanted to cover this because we have to hold this conversation. And anytime you are in a hospital and you feel like you are being mistreated in a hospital, we got to start getting our cell phones out and recording that, just like we record the police. Because one of the things that that my friend in Houston said, she said, Kendall, we aren't, these racist practices aren't just starting, we're just now recording them. And I think that's a good note to remember. You have to advocate for yourself. And if you're in the hospital with a woman that's being, or anybody that's being mistreated, or you don't feel like they're getting effective care, advocate for that patient. I don't care if they're white, Black, brown, whatever the case may be, male, female, child, adult, senior, whatever. Advocate for people who cannot advocate for themselves. That's all I want to say about that. All right. Look, you've been tuned into the Root Cause Podcast. Man, it was a great show today. On behalf of myself, Kendall Wyatt, Eric Johnson, Ace Chandler, thank you for being a part of the conversation, y'all. You can follow our social media by going to, if you're on
at Root Cause,
at Root Cause Pod on all social media, and then on X you can find us at Talk Root Cause. Poppy Thump, he's in those files after all.
We'll have Pam Bondi coming after us next.
Who was the ghost of Epstein past? It's Mr. Trump. Oh my God, bro! The comment. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. This is comical. This is so comical, man. And look, you heard it here first. These Republicans are gonna figure out a way not to let us see any of these files. So remember we said that. All right, but look, you've been listening to the Root Cause podcast. You've been watching. Thank you for hanging out with us. Look, Island Voice is crazy. Beat up, come on, pretty mama, to do the mama. Oh yeah, yep, I hear you. Yeah, we have to go through this whole track because Charlie Kirk, his widow, boy, she ain't widowing very good, is she? She ain't a very good widow, by the way.
It look like that second role is her husband and wife.
Boy, she put her hand on behind his head. I said, boy, I ain't got a hug like that since college.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Listen, we got to
This
go.
show's been brought to you by.
Hey, man, come on, Mansion Deep. Come on, bro. Go somewhere with that Joe Goofy said, Mansion Deep. Man, come on somewhere. Man, bye. Hey, look, you've been listening to the Root Cause podcast. Look, in all seriousness, listen. I know we're joking, but I say this every time we close a show out. Look, the worst is over for you, and the best is yet to come. We think about you. We pray for you. We appreciate you. Please keep commenting. Be a part of our family. Like, subscribe. We would love for you to be a part of our family so we can all grow together. All right. Have a good week. We'll see y'all next time. We love you. We are praying for you. I mean that.
TikTok,
we'll see you next time.
TikTok, keep showing us love. Thank you.
Come on, TikTok. Hit that algorithm, TikTok. Come on.